as you can see, I have a dream catcher laying in front of me. I'll be talking just a little bit about dream catchers. I don't know an awful lot about them. But I was just reading a little bit, so after that, I have a book called 1000 Dreams, where you can discover the meanings of dream symbols, secrets and stories. So, let's get back to the dream catcher. I purchased this dream catcher last week. I always wanted a dream catcher. This one cost me $16. They had lots of bright coloured dream catchers, but I wanted something more neutral and natural looking, I guess. It came with this label. Just to put my glasses on so I can read it. Dreamcatcher, a Native American legend is told. By hanging a dream catcher over your sleeping area, the bad dreams will be deterred. By the bead in the feathers will attract and allow the good dreams to pass through. I'll be needing those glasses when I read the book. So, dream catchers have always fascinated me. Coming from Native American traditions, as the label said, they're used to protect people while they're sleeping from any negative dreams, and at the same time the dream catcher allows positive dreams to flow through. The idea is to place the dream catcher hanging over your bed or somewhere close to you, so that any bad or negative dreams get caught up in the web over here. These negative dreams then get these. They come in a huge array of bright coloured beads and bright coloured feathers and nylon, twine or string. This one's missing a bead. So I'll have to have a go at making my own dream catcher one of these days. I think a dream catcher full of crystals would be nice. So let's take a look at this book that I've got on dream interpretation. One thing before we take a look at this book, I'd just like to say that dreams are open to interpretation and could mean different things to different people depending on the individual and what's going on in their lives at the time. So this book is 1000 Dreams. Discover the meanings of dream symbols, secrets and stories by David Fontana. My sister bought me this book for my birthday either last year or the year before, I can't remember now. But the front section gives you a bit of history about research in dreaming, tells you a bit about lucid dreaming and dream recall symbols. just read this page for you. The nature of dreams. People whose experience is of dropping every night into a deep and uneventful sleep, a black nullity, might be surprised to discover that in all likelihood everybody dreams. Although many of us forget most or all of the dreams that have visited us during the night. Normally we dream for about 1/5 of the time that we are asleep. Freud, Jung and other pioneers of the unconscious have helped us to understand that the scenarios of our dream life are not just random mental noise. Far from being meaningless, they constitute a vivid inward show of the preoccupations that stir within our minds at the deepest levels of our being. Dreams in many ways are windows into our true, uncensored selves. As I said, the first section is all about lucid dreaming and dream recall, OBEs, dealing with nightmares. So it's very interesting reading. So I've picked up some symbols that I'd like to share with you with their meanings. The first one is distortions. Looking into a dream mirror and seeing someone else's face reflected there is the classic dream of an identity crisis. The sudden sense of not knowing who we are. The face in the mirror may give us clues as to the nature of the identity problem. Closed eyes often indicate an unwillingness to face reality. I've had dreams of looking in the mirror before and my face turns evil. So I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm scared of myself. Or I'm scared to show my true self, maybe. That's another thing with dreams and interpreting them. If you feel comfortable sharing your dreams with a close friend, it's always a great idea to do that, because they may see things from a different perspective as you, and they could give you some great insight into what they think the dream is about in relation to you and the dream, of course. Let's go to the next. Object coming to life. That would be scary. If an inanimate object comes to life in a dream, it may be that a previously unacknowledged inner potential is now ripe for development. If the metamorphosis is frightening, such inner energies may need acknowledging and channeling into more acceptable forms. bizarre but wonderful. This one. Okay, being chased. Dreams of being chased by an unseen but terrifying presence usually indicate that aspects of the self are clamouring for integration into consciousness. The dreamer's fear usually dissipates if he or she can turn and face the pursuer and gain clues as to what this symbol represents at the conscious level. Trying to run. One of the most common anxiety dreams involves trying to run, but finding that one's leg stays rooted to the spot. I have that dream a lot. Similar are dreams of walking through clinging mud or moving in painfully slow motion. Recent research suggests that such dreams may result from mechanisms in the brain that prevent us from acting out our dreams as we sleep, stopping us from running in our beds or wreaking havoc in the bedroom. Or in my case, your husband strangling you. Quite a few years ago, hubby strangled me in his sleep. He was dreaming that some guy was harassing me, and he actually played out his dreams on me. I was very mad at him for the day after, and after that happened, I slept in the spare room for the rest of the night. Okay, dreaming of feathers. Birds' feathers. Feathers, whether or not they appear in the same dream as birds, often represent a gift, expressing the desire to show warmth or tenderness to someone close to the dreamer. As quills, feathers can have phallic overtones. I think by that phallic they mean sexual, I'm pretty sure. But feathers fluttering separately through the dream represent warmth and tenderness, perhaps in the form of a peace offering or a gesture of affection. Some wonderful illustrations here, as I said before. is velvet and moss with pubic hair. Because pubic hair is anything but smooth. That's funny. Jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy are some of the most destructive human emotions and can ruin even the happiest of occasions. Metaphors such as being eaten up with jealousy or the green-eyed monster abound, and our dreams will often draw on these when we are having trouble assimilating another's good luck or success. So, jealousy dreams are quite common. I've had jealousy dreams. House without lights. A house in a dream often represents the dreamer, or those things that give life its stability and orientation. The mournful image of empty or dark windows suggests the extinction not only of the loved one, but also of vital aspects of the dreamer's conscious life. Being locked out. To find yourself standing at a door, unable to find keys or otherwise enter, can represent the seemingly impassable barrier of grief. Simply by making us aware that this obstacle exists, the dream may mark the beginning of the healing process. From this point, we may be able to start envisioning ways to ease open the doorway to a future beyond our grief. A being of light. Central to the Jungian interpretation of dreams, the being of light is an archetypal image embodying a universal spiritual principle relevant to all cultures and all religions. A figure is often shown bathed in light or surrounded by a brilliant halo, a generalized symbol of divine energy readily acceptable to the conscious ego. Teeth. I'm always dreaming that my teeth are falling out. A very common one for me. Temidorus interpreted the mouth as the home, with the teeth on the right side, its male inhabitants, and those on the left side its female. Teeth falling out, broken and so as the mouth is the only part of the head where we can feel sensations in repose, this is unsurprising. To dream of losing teeth can indicate a fear of losing our youth or vitality, and by extension, our sexual energy. But if we dream of losing baby teeth, this can be an optimistic symbol of the transition to a new stage of our lives. Buttocks, or bottoms, or bums, whatever you want to call them. Large buttocks can represent female sexuality, or more simply, frustrated sexual desire. Nakedness. I have a lot of nakedness dreams too. Dreams in which we or other people are naked can have many different meanings, and in order to interpret them, it's important to look closely at the mood of the dream and the context in which the nudity occurs. In general terms, nakedness often indicates a yearning for lost innocence, a childlike lack of self-awareness that harks back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Nudity can also be a sign of openness and honesty, indicating an acceptance of the true self or a willingness to face facts as they are. In an anxiety dream, however, the same sense of openness might translate into a feeling of vulnerability, which when I dream of nakedness I sort of feel vulnerable, so that relates to me. Beautiful bright pictures. Symbols of death. Medieval churchyards are full of mementi mori, reminders of mortality, and scholars of the time often kept skulls on their desks as objects of reflection. The hourglass and the figure of the reaper are also important symbols. Dreams of such deathly paraphernalia may remind the dreamer that life carries a limited span in which to complete projects, or may point to forthcoming finalities, such as the end of a marriage. Cemetery. A graveyard or cemetery is not only a place in which to mourn and bury our dead, it also provides a focus for remembrance. In our dreams, a cemetery may represent family unity, reaffirming the continuity between past and present generations. Telephone. represents the unconscious, and through its links with the sea, the imagination, it also stands for the divine female. Venus was born from a shell off the coast of Cyprus. Turquoise. The vibrant blue colour of turquoise associates it with the sky, and in our dreams it can represent our higher aspirations. Turquoise is believed to have protective qualities. In Europe and Asia, it is traditionally used to ward off the evil eye. Jewel. Jewels often suggest a valued aspect of the dreamer. Diamonds typically represent the incorruptible true self. Rubies denote power or passion. Sapphires, truth, and emeralds, fertility. Jewels may also represent buried treasure, the archetype of divine. Diamond is created when coal is subjected to intense pressure. The appearance of a diamond in a dream may be an unconscious suggestion that a stressful situation may result in the creation of something brilliant. The dreaming mind might use the idea of a diamond in the rugged rock to suggest that we may need to look beyond the rough exterior of an individual to understand their true nature. Diamonds can also symbolize clarity, eternity, and pure being. Chocolate. Chocolate, or any other luxury food generally, represents self-indulgence and self-reward. It may suggest guilt and, by extension, various experiences or indulgences that the dreamer feels should be resisted or denied. I might just skip a bit to the back because there was some interesting dream interpretations at the back. Sand. The body sinking into warm sand can suggest a desire to return to the womb. Sand is common dream image of time passing in an hourglass or slipping through the fingers. A sandcastle submerged by the sea is a symbol of transience. The turtle. The turtle or tortoise. The long-lived turtle or tortoise, with its robust shell, is a dream image of perseverance and wisdom. A glimpse of a turtle or tortoise poking its head from its shell has obvious phallic connotations, while the protective mobile home into which these creatures may retreat for safety may symbolise emotional withdrawal or defensiveness. mysterious, the intuitive, and the feminine. Creatures of the night, they are not only soft and beautiful, but also fiercely independent and deadly to their prey. Like dogs, they may appear in our dream as a guide or companion, yet we should be careful where we follow them, as the accomplices of witches. They may be intent on letting our unconscious urges get the better of our higher aspirations. A black cat may also signify a presentiment of luck, whether bad or otherwise. The owl. An owl is a powerful symbol of transformation, and its appearance in a dream may herald death and rebirth in some aspects of your life. Associated with the darkness that aids them in their hunting, owls represent the unseen and the unknown. In a dream, the creature's ability to see in the dark could be significant, suggesting perceptiveness and intuition. Owlishness is a keen interest in study, sometimes at the expense of healthy social interaction. The sinister cry of the owl is sometimes the moment at which an owl dream ends. Blossom can signify spring, but it can also suggest female virginity, especially when it is pink or white. It may also indicate spiritual or intellectual potential, or else naivety. A star shape may appear in our dreams with either 5 or 6 points. The superimposed triangles of the 6-pointed Star of David suggest the dualities of good and evil, or male and female. The 5-pointed star, usually known as pentagram or pentacle, may connote the 5 wounds of Christ, or the 4 primal elements combined with spirit. Some people believe that a downward pointing pentagram represents mastery of the physical world over the spiritual world, and therefore associated with black magic. Medieval sorcerers associated the pentagram with Solomon's reputed powers over nature and the spirit world. Voices. Disembodied voices may represent the inner self camouflaging for attention. Clamoring for attention. We may be too distracted by the demands of everyday life to listen to these deeply sourced promptings, but it's important for our mental and physical health that we do so. Voices from angels or heavenly beings might suggest a high spiritual calling, while the voices of family or friends may resonate with a guilty conscience. Perhaps we have failed to take these people seriously. or something is draining our energy. We may feel as though the responsibilities of our job are sucking life from us. Or we may be trapped in a relationship that is exhausting us emotionally. Freudians would interpret the image of fangs piercing skin as a symbol of sexual intercourse. Demon. Imps, spirits and fiends may represent our inner demons, the dark urges or unresolved conflicts in the unconscious that drive us to anger or addiction or cause depression. These demons may also represent a subversive inner voice that encourages the dreamer to transgress social norms, a voice that may have right on its side. And lastly, zombie. Dreams in which we are desperately fleeing or fighting zombies can relate to any situation in our waking life that we want to escape or need to confront, even quite a trivial predicament, since the dreaming mind often exaggerates. So that's something to remember. The dreaming mind often exaggerates. So I hope you enjoyed listening to some dream interpretations. I've still got quite a lot of reading to do to finish this book. So I'll be placing this dream